Hi, hello. We may be the luckiest generation in human history. If you were born a few decades earlier, you will spend most of your life just trying to survive. You would work very hard just to have food, housing, and safety. You would not have the time or freedom to explore the world or develop your real talents. If you are born a few decades later, life might become too easy. Many big questions would already have answers. Many problems would already be solved. You might live comfortably, but you might miss the excitement of discovery and challenge. But we were born at a turning point. We are living at the moment when humanity is moving from scarcity to abundance. And many of us are not just watching this happen. We are helping to build it. People in the future may even admire our generation. Why don't people see abundance coming? Okay, if someone from the future came back and they interviewed us, they might be surprised. They might ask, why didn't people realize that abundance was coming? Because our time feels full of contradictions. On one side, people worry about an aging society. They fear there will be not enough young people to support social systems. On the other side, many young people cannot find jobs. Even college graduates are unemployed. One side, people worry that AI will take white-collar jobs. But the other side, white-collar workers are working longer and longer hours. On one side, we can produce huge amount of goods at very low cost. In many areas, there is overproduction. On the other side, many people do not dare to spend money, like me, or simply do not have money to spend. Yeah, that's me. These contradictions are actually good news. A world of pure scarcity does not look like this. These are signs that we are moving toward abundance. So why do these problems appear? Because technology changes very fast, but the social system changes a little bit slow. This is the pain of transition. A careful prediction. What I say next is not yet what everyone believes. but many scholars, entrepreneurs, and people who care about technologies share this view. Recently, I see Elon Musk also say the same thing. If you look at the facts carefully, it is safe to say that, be careful, it's safe to say that our generation will likely see an age of abundance within our lifetime. I repeat again, our generation will likely see an age of abundance within our lifetime. To understand this, we need 3 basic ideas. Okay, the first idea. Resources are not the real limit. This does not mean that the physical matter is infinite. It doesn't mean that. It means something simpler. Compared to human needs, and because the materials can be reused, Earth has enough resources for everyone to live well, have a good life. Things do not disappear when we use them. When you drink water, right? The water does not vanish. It goes back into the nature and enter a cycle at the atoms level. Unless there is a nuclear reaction, we cannot destroy atoms. We cannot destroy atoms unless there is a nuclear reaction. We only change how atoms are arranged. So when we use something, we are really just borrowing it for a while. Okay. So in the end, the water, the atoms will go back to the cycle. So at the moment, maybe one of the items is from the million years ago, from our body, is from million years ago. Maybe the dinosaur, we are using the same atoms. Maybe. Okay. Traditional thinking says resources are scarce. This leads to the idea that all problems are about how to divide limited resources. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But often, the real problem is not lack of resources, but lack of ability to use them well. It is like sitting on a mountain of gold, but still being hungry. With enough energy and knowledge, we can reuse materials again and again. So, resources become in practice abundant. Why physical goods feel expensive? From the consumer side, things look expensive. Clothes look high-end, restaurant food looks costly. especially in Singapore, the restaurant very expensive. But on the production side, many physical goods are actually cheap to make. So what is really valuable? Usually two things. First, information. This means how atoms are arranged. A game chip is cheap. You pay for what is stored on it. Yeah, the material actually is cheap. The expensive part is actually the information, the games on it, the games. Okay, second, the surveys. A restaurant is not just food, it is the space, the surveys, and the experience. Like a fine dining, or such a big plate and a small food. Even you finish the 7-dish meal, you're still hungry. But it's because of the service. The fine dining, the decoration, the space, and the service and the experience. Information can be copied endlessly, so it can become very cheap. Services stay expensive because human time is valuable. Yeah. In a rich society, this is normal and correct. Something will always be scarce. A good location land and good location property, limited seats at the big events. If you want the best location, personal service, or the newest thing first, you will always pay more. But if you just want a normal life, abundance can meet your needs. The second idea, technology grows faster and faster. Technology does not grow step by step. It's not in this way, step by step. It grows faster over time. This is easy to see in computing. For the same price, computing power keeps increasing very fast. This means that in 10 years, things will not be just a little bit better. They can be much better, just like AI. 2022, 2023, ChatGPT is okay, but now 2 years later, now it's 2026. You can see Gemini, ChatGPT is only 2 to 3 years time. It can be much better. So why does this happen? One reason is learning by doing and self-learning. When something is new, it is expensive and inefficient. As more people use it, cost go down and quality improves. Another reason is breakthrough innovation. When one method reaches its limit, a new one appears. Different fields help each other grow. This keeps progress moving forward. Energy is also becoming abundant. Okay. Our ability to get energy is improving very fast. Solar power is especially important. It is like an electronic industry. It improves quickly and gets cheaper. Solar energy is already cheaper. Yeah, much cheaper now than traditional energy in many places. Humans still use a little tiny part of sunlight reaching Earth. Energy storage is also improving. Yeah, the battery industry is improving a lot now. So energy can become almost unlimited. Unlimited. Third idea, general AI is coming. AGI is coming. AGI is coming. One big surprise in recent years is how capable AI systems have become. If this trend continues, AGI, the general AI, may arrive in near future. AI will help solve many problems. It will also replace many jobs. But human will create new kinds of work. The real question is not whether AI takes jobs. The real question is, when will AI and robots free us from boring and repetitive work? Boring and repetitive work. Robots already work wisely in factories. In many jobs today, people mostly deal with other people, not machines, face to face. This change is already happening. Signs that abundance is already here. Okay. The world already produces enough food to feed everyone. Extreme poverty has fallen to a very low level. Cheap manufacturing has helped billions of people live better lives. Yeah, that's correct. Even so, overproduction still exists. This means scarcity is no longer the main problem. Even if technology stopped improving today, we already have enough resources for everyone to live well. What needs to change is how society is organized. Yeah. A new way to think about growth. In the past, economic growth depending on investment. Government encourage investment, sometimes at the cost of consumption. This makes sense when capital was scarce. But in a world of abundance, this logic reaches its limit. When production becomes very cheap, consumption becomes more important. And also consumption is not useless. It tells producer what people need. It supports families and communities, it helps society move forward. In the future, many countries may provide some form of basic income. Oh, that's cool. This can support consumption and keep the system stable. History shows this does not automatically make people lazy. Basic income does not make people lazy. You know why? Because abundance has existed before. Okay, before farming, hunter-gathered often worked less. They may work only 3 to 4 hours a day. They had more free time and lived sustainable lives. Endless hard work is not the nature human state. Yeah, endless hard work. Working lives may actually be more natural. Maybe in the future we only can work 4 days a week, 5 hours a day. That's possible. A hopeful future. If all is true, material limits are not our bigger problem. Our society can improve. People will work for meaning, not just for survival. Work for meaning and not just for survival. Work for meaning. That's one of the reasons I opened this channel. Work for meaning. Relationships will focus more on friendship and less on competition. Cooperation will matter more than conflict. People will live with more dignity. And more freedom. One day, we may look back and realize many past hardships were not normal life. They were temporary mistakes. The end.